His mobility makes him extremely difficult to defend. He's been so productive, not just through the air, but also on the ground. And the big key, unlike Simmons, 0 turnovers. He's taking care of the football and making great decisions.
And that's got to get you fired up. As he prepares for the college football playoff, Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss joins us live right now on SportsCenter. Trinidad, thank you so much for taking out the time. And we want to start right here. You're headed into your first game without your head coach, Lane Kiffin, who left for the head coaching job at LSU. How have you and your teammates been able to block out that noise?
Yeah, when we heard that Kiffin was going to leave, it was kind of hectic, and we really didn't know what was going to happen and regarding like who's going to coach or what coaches are going to be here with us. But, the guys knew that, we had a football game ahead of us, and we just need to be as prepared as we can be for the game. And that's our main focus right now, is just being 1-0 against Tulane right now in the college football playoff.
And you talk about being prepared. What have the last few weeks been like since you found out that you were selected in the playoff, and at the same time, Lane Kiffin leaving for that job?
Yeah, it was awesome that, we got the playoff bid, number 6 seed. That's a blessing. Our team was pretty pumped up, and we honestly felt like we should have been a little higher, but, we'll take 6. But, yeah, like you said, when we found out Kiff wasn't going to be, the coach in the playoffs, there wasn't really any doubt or a distraction in that. We know that, it's just our football team, and, we have to be as prepared as we can for Tulane, and we know what that takes, whether it's, practicing as hard as we can, being focused in the film room, and, when we're at workouts, just making sure that we're really locked in on this team and, really locked in on the rest of the season.
Yeah, it wouldn't be right if you didn't think you should be ranked higher than 6. So you're good with that one. You have championship experience leading Ferris State to the Division II National Championship last season. How has that impacted your message to your team, Ole Miss, this time around?
Yeah, my time at Ferris was well. It was great. Probably the best years of my life. But having playoff experience is definitely, crucial in this run. I know what it takes to win, and I know that, the playoffs is a different season than the regular season. You got to have a new type of focus, and it's a different type of mindset, really. It's win or go home, and we know what's at risk, and we know what it takes to win. And I feel like me having experience playing the national championship at the Division II level, hopefully I can get one as well at the Division I level as well. So.
What did you learn specifically winning that championship that you could apply to this postseason with Ole Miss?
I would just say, like I said, the mindset, has to be different. It's a different type of focus. Not every team is going to be how they were in the regular season and early on in the season. Teams have found their identity and found their rhythm and found their groove. And we understand that. We played Tulane early in the season, and it's going to be a different team, this Saturday than we played before. They're a very physical team on defense. And their offense is really good. They got a really solid quarterback, and we just got to be, prepared on all cylinders.
And you talk about facing Tulane early on in the season. Obviously, you know this team really well, watching the film right now. What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge they present to you guys tomorrow?
Probably their, physicality up front. Their linebackers are really solid. And just their motor defensively. They fly around. They get to the ball quickly. And I don't think they have any quit in their defense. And that's what we just have to prepare for. We got to prepare for, a full 60-minute game, and, never give up, and, can't just quit. So just got to be focused and, finish the whole game.
And you've had a remarkable season, even garnering 2 first-place Heisman votes. How surprised were you by that, if you were surprised at all?
Yeah, that was really cool to see. I feel like if I would have had those first 2 games at the beginning of the season, then things would have a little bit different. But, I'm grateful. I'm blessed. It was really cool that I got 2 first-place votes, and that's just a blessing, and truly special that I was, mentioned with that award, the Heisman Trophy. That's just amazing. So I just can't thank, everyone enough, and it's just been great.
Look, I see you smiling from ear to ear just talking about those 2 first-place votes. I mean, how does that motivate you moving forward?
Yeah, that motivates me a lot. I've dreamed of, being in the talks of a Heisman Trophy. I played the video games, Road to Glory, and it kind of feels like I'm living that dream right now. And it's really cool. And, hopefully once, this waiver gets approved, and God willing, if it gets approved, that could be a goal of mine next year. So hopefully we'll get that.
All right, so real quick before we let you go, a couple of weeks ago at the Egg Bowl, it was reported that your jersey was stolen by some fans. Did you ever get it back? What happened there?
Yeah, so we came in Saturday. Everyone, the workers, the staff workers that are with the equipment, we're kind of talking, and Ken Crane, our main guy, came up to me and was like, dude, your jersey got stolen. I know someone broke into our locker room last night at like 3 a.m. We have it on video, but we actually have a replacement. So it's all good. You have nothing to worry about. But the fact that, Mississippi State student, broke into, our locker room, took my jersey, it just shows like how, intense that rivalry is. And that was like, okay, like, wow, it is intense, because I'm from Michigan. I didn't really understand how intense the Egg Bowl is. So when I found out about that, I was like, wow, this is insane.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely insane. And I mean, you know what they say in the SEC, it is just totally different. You're learning that now, being from Michigan. Trinidad, I want to thank you so much for joining us here on SportsCenter, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance. Don't speak, let